The Beats by Dre project. This was brought to us by Johnny Bailey. Johnny Bailey is the CEO of Shine Hard Family, which is a mission-driven organization anchored in removing the racial wealth gap for minorities. He's also the Washington, D.C. Grow with Google coach. Has an Instagram following of nearly 30,000 people, and phenomenal leader. Johnny's challenge was that Beats commissioned him to not only raise awareness for their new product, which was a pair of headphones. The challenge was that we needed to highlight how the impact and implementation of the headphones in Johnny's lifestyle as a rising entrepreneur allowed him to perform at a peak or optimal level. So with that, we had to head into a discovery session like we do with each and every project. Phase 1 is brand discovery. This is where we usually facilitate a 2-day workshop depending on the scope of the project with your brand. We identify what fuels your brand, makes it truly unique, allows you to be the perfect fit for your target audience, and also what your target audience needs in order to thrive in regards to whatever their pain points are, whatever their journey looks like. This is a crucial step. We start every project with discovery, and it yields exponential benefits for the clients that we serve. So now that we understand what the discovery process looks like, let's talk about what it looked like for this specific client. During our discovery session with Johnny, we challenged him to identify his X factor. We always talk about the brand tone, the feel, the impact, the community, the outcome, but the X factor is what gives you your unique identifier to the marketplace. And for Johnny, that was clarity. We were able to identify that Johnny's clarity, the clarity that he provides to his client, is what allows them to have crystal clear vision for whatever direction or outcome they're seeking to receive. And that was huge for Johnny. So we then took clarity and we built upon that. What does clarity look like when applied to the pain points of Johnny's target audience? What does clarity look like for Johnny himself? Now, we understand that Johnny is a father, he's a husband, he's a former D1 sprinter, he is a thought leader. And doing all of these things in their respective places presents different challenges to him in his day-to-day activities. How can we now implement the product into Johnny's lifestyle as an anchoring factor that keeps him grounded? We could only do this through the strategy phase. This is what our journey with Johnny looked like. We know that our desired outcome is to increase awareness for this product and to show the impact and implementation of the product on Johnny's impact in his community. But what does that look like? We need to go behind the scenes in Johnny's life. We're able to utilize gap analysis, Johnny's perception from his target audience and Johnny's desired perception for his brand. And we're able to look at the unique variables that shrink that gap. We determined that some of those variables look like vulnerability. It looks like a behind the scenes look into what makes Johnny who he is. And one of the elements that we unpacked was that Johnny's a father, he's a husband, before anything else. He takes care of his family. So we need to show that family environment. We go into the home. We document Johnny having breakfast with his family, showing the engagement, the fellowship, the love. But with the challenges that are going on in the world at this time, Johnny's also faced with the challenge of working from home. So we show Johnny in his office space. But how does Johnny isolate himself from the distractions that could be taking place at the house? How does he block out the noise? He does it with the headphones. He utilizes the headphones as a way of channeling his focus so that he can have clarity for the task at hand. And that was just one staple in this film. We also know that before Johnny even starts his day, before he has his first meal, he goes for a morning run. As a former D1 sprinter who's still lightning fast, Johnny likes to run near the Lincoln Memorial. And as a Washington, D.C. entrepreneur, what better way of showing the connection between entrepreneurship and location than showing a space that's known across the world as being in Washington, D.C. We show him running, climbing, going through the journey of going up the stairs at the memorial. We show him leaping over obstacles that symbolizes how he overcomes obstacles for his clients and how the music that he's listening to provides the beat to the drum of success for Johnny in his career. And, we could have stopped there, but we wanted to go even further. Johnny needs to channel his energy. He needs to lock in. He needs to have a greater connection to the vision that he has for his brand. And he does that through practicing yoga. We go to the rooftop of a penthouse and we show Johnny in a state of calm, in a state of solitude, listening to music through the headphones to provide that refreshing, restoring energy that he needs. But looking at the footage, we knew that we needed a bit more. We needed a way of connecting the voice of his brand with his target audience. It's great to show, but we also need to tell. So Johnny had a phenomenal idea. He said, why don't we go in my office and document me speaking from my heart about how clarity is required and how my impact as a leader is only a byproduct of my routines and music being a consistent driving factor in my life. And let's film it as a confessional. And that's exactly what we did. We go into Johnny's office. He just speaks from his heart for about a minute. And that was the glue. That connected all of the intricate pieces. And then, now that we knew what we needed to capture, and we developed the shot list to make that happen, we then just had to put the team together. We had to call upon our creatives to hone in and produce the film that we've drawn up. And that's what we do in our next phase. Okay, phase 3. This phase is optional, but often implemented by the clients that we serve. It's the production side. We call it brand execution. We're executing on what we've developed in our discovery phase and in our strategy phase, using that information, that data, the research and analysis that we've collected to actually produce content that brings this strategy, that brings this greater level of understanding to life. Let's talk about what that looked like to make it happen for this client in their specific use case. Now, Johnny had a lot that he needed to do. I mean, we needed him to be in 3 different spaces. We needed him to provide his voiceover. We needed him to gather, the materials needed for the production, but we didn't want him to worry about us doing our job well. So in order to do that, we all had respective roles. We had a photographer, cinematographer, which I was operating the camera that day, audio engineer. And we wanted to make sure that Johnny just had to focus on the shot list, getting the moments that we needed, and making sure it was as organic as possible. So of course you start with a shot list, but sometimes in the moment, as a result of your preparation, you can pick up even better moments, and that's what we did. Check out this shot that we're able to capture of Johnny leaping over the camera to symbolize hurdling or jumping over obstacles that he faces with his clients. As a result of this film, Johnny was able to increase his average engagement on his Instagram page by over 25%, which was huge. That showed Beats by Dre that Johnny was able to leverage his platform and their product at a higher level than he's done throughout the entirety of his social media existence. Not only was he able to increase engagement, which of course will increase conversions, Johnny was informed that he has secured a spot on Beats by Dre's content calendar, which was just a phenomenal bonus. With them having 3.9 million, almost 4 million followers, the reach, the awareness for Johnny's brand, that's just night and day. And it also helps his market positioning as being an industry leader for providing financial and economic resources to people of color. So this production was a huge success, but it really started with the foundational elements of discovery and strategy. And we couldn't be more thrilled, could not be more thrilled.